The Bachelor of Social Work at Nipissing University is an honors undergraduate program where upon completion, graduates would be able to register with the Ontario College of Social Workers to become a credentialed social worker. This is something that if you're interested in working in the client-facing world of social services, you're going to want to pay special attention to when you're looking at other programs, because some other places you're not able to get credentialed until you pursue a master's degree. Not with us though, just the bachelor's degree is fine, because we worked really hard to design the program to allow you to have enough practicum placement hours that you can get that certification when you graduate. How the program works with us is it's split into two parts. The first 2 years are your generalist years, and the final 2 years are your professional social work years. During those first 2 years, you're going to take a couple of social work classes, some intro classes to let you get the lay of the land and see where things are at. But it's also going to give you the opportunity to explore other areas around the university as well. So if you're someone who knows they're interested in working with children, I might suggest picking up some child and family studies classes as electives. If you know you're someone who wants to be a social worker in a corrections type setting, I might suggest picking up some criminal justice classes. So those first 2 years are where you're really able to round out your tool belt to give you all of those tools necessary in those specific little areas that you might be interested in practicing down the line. Now those final 2 years, those are your professional years, or pro years sometimes you might hear them referred to as. Those years are social work, social work, social work, social work, social work. That's where you're going to do all of your practicum placement hours as well. And at Nipissing, we actually offer 900 of those hours. That's 200 more hours than CASWE, which is that governing body of social work education programs, requires for you to get certified. We're like, nuh-uh, not good enough. Our students need to be more prepared than other students, so we give you those extra 200 hours. Now, something that's really neat about our program that sets it apart from other ones, aside from just those extra placement hours, is the ability to learn about some specific contexts that are closer to Nipissing and Northern Ontario. So our program has a really strong focus on things like rural issues, Franco-Ontarian issues, Indigenous issues, as well as remote Northern contexts as well. That's not to say that the program wouldn't give you a great foundation in all areas of social work that would allow you to practice in a big city like Toronto, but there is that little bit of an extra emphasis on the contexts that are related to our situation because of just, kind of how those placements work. Now, something important to note is that there is an upper year admission into those 2 professional years. When you're in your second year, you're going to need to apply to get into the pro years, but that's something that your professors can help you out with at that time. You're going to have to write an analysis of a social issue, and then you're going to have to send in a resume, that kind of stuff. So it's nothing too intense, but it just gives you those first 2 years to figure out if social work is really the direction that you want to go. And then if you decide that maybe you're not really interested in being client-facing, but you'd rather be more into policy, like advising the government or stuff like that, you could transition into the social welfare program or transition into one of the other undergraduate programs we offer that'll get you a little bit closer to those goals if it ends up not being social work. So it just gives you that little bit of extra room to play around in those first few years when you're not super sure exactly what university is like.